Welcome to Concrete Block, the podcast where we dive into the latest news and current events from around the world. I'm your host, Walter, and I'm glad you're joining us today. We're starting off with a significant development in international relations that could have far-reaching implications for global security. A recent mutual defense agreement between Pakistan and Saudi Arabia has raised eyebrows in the region, particularly in India. The pact is seen as a strategic move by Islamabad to bolster its military capabilities and gain diplomatic backing from Riyadh. To understand the context of this agreement, let's take a step back. Pakistan and Saudi Arabia have long enjoyed close ties, with Saudi Arabia being one of Pakistan's largest trading partners and a key source of financial assistance. However, this new agreement takes the relationship to a new level, with both countries committing to come to each other's aid in the event of an attack. The implications of this pact are multifaceted. On one hand, it could provide Pakistan with enhanced financial resources and access to advanced military technology, which could potentially alter the balance of power in the region. On the other hand, it has raised concerns in India, which has long been wary of Pakistan's military ambitions and its relationship with Saudi Arabia. Indian policymakers are worried that this agreement could embolden Pakistan to take a more aggressive stance on issues like Kashmir, which has been a long-standing point of contention between the two nations. Moreover, the involvement of Saudi Arabia, a key player in regional politics, could further complicate the situation. It's essential to note that the agreement is not just about military cooperation. It also has significant diplomatic and economic implications. Saudi Arabia's backing could provide Pakistan with a degree of international legitimacy, which could help it navigate complex geopolitical relationships. As we analyze this development, it's crucial to consider the perspectives of all parties involved. While India has expressed concerns, Pakistan sees this agreement as a vital step in enhancing its national security. Saudi Arabia, on the other hand, is likely motivated by a desire to expand its influence in the region and counterbalance the growing presence of other global powers. As we continue to monitor this situation, it's clear that the Pakistan-Saudi Arabia pact has the potential to reshape the regional landscape in significant ways. We'll be keeping a close eye on developments and providing you with in-depth analysis and expert insights. We'll be right back with more of today's top news on Concrete Block. Welcome back to Concrete Block. We're glad you're still with us as we dive into the latest developments in the Middle East. Today, we're focusing on the recent ceasefire agreement between Israel and Hamas, brokered by U.S. President Donald Trump. This deal marks a significant step towards ending the two-year-old war that has devastated the region. To give you a better understanding of the situation, let's break down the key points of the agreement. The first phase of Trump's plan includes a ceasefire and the release of hostages held by Hamas. Additionally, the plan aims to increase aid to the Gaza Strip, where thousands of people are struggling to access basic necessities like food and water. Jan Egeland, the head of the Norwegian Refugee Council, has emphasized that while the plan is a step in the right direction, it's crucial that all aid groups can resume operations in Gaza. Egeland noted that the current restrictions on aid delivery are exacerbating the humanitarian crisis and that it's essential to reopen border crossings to allow for the flow of life-saving aid. Meanwhile, Russia has given a cautious welcome to the ceasefire agreement. Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov stated that while they support the efforts to establish a ceasefire, the key will be to see how the deal is implemented. Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov also weighed in, saying that Trump's plan is the best solution we have on the table and gives hope for a resolution to the conflict. It's worth noting that the situation in Gaza remains complex and sensitive, with many stakeholders involved. As the international community continues to work towards a lasting peace, it's essential to consider the perspectives of all parties involved. We'll continue to monitor the developments in the Middle East and provide updates as more information becomes available. For now, it's clear that the road to peace will be long and challenging, but with efforts like these, there may be hope for a brighter future for the people of Gaza and the region as a whole. Stay tuned for our final story of the day, right here on Concrete Block. Welcome back to Concrete Block. We're coming to the end of today's show, but before we go, let's dive into a story that's been making waves across the country. You might have heard about the controversy surrounding the deployment of National Guard troops in various cities, particularly in Chicago and Portland. Now, to give you a fair understanding of what's going on, let's break it down. The Trump administration has been sending National Guard troops to these cities, citing concerns over public safety and the need to support federal law enforcement. However, many have raised questions about the constitutionality of this move, arguing that it blurs the line between military and civilian rule. In Chicago, a judge has set a midnight deadline for the Trump administration to confirm when National Guard troops are set to arrive, where they will be deployed, and what their activities will entail. The city and state of Illinois have argued that the deployment will decrease public safety, exacerbate tensions, and infringe on the state's sovereignty. Meanwhile, in Portland, a federal judge has expanded her order to bar any state's National Guard from entering the city, concluding that the Trump administration was attempting to work around her temporary restraining order by using troops from other states. The Trump administration has challenged this decision, arguing that Congress did not impose limits on the president's authority to federalize the Guard. It's a complex issue, and both sides have valid points. On one hand, the Trump administration argues that the deployment is necessary to maintain public safety and support federal law enforcement. On the other hand, critics argue that this move undermines the principles of federalism and poses risks to recruitment, retention, morale, and cohesion within the military. As we wrap up this story, it's essential to remember that the role of the National Guard in domestic operations is a topic of ongoing debate. While some see it as a necessary measure to ensure public safety, others view it as an overreach of executive power. That's all for today's Concrete Block. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and until next time, stay informed.